variety of experience in the electric mobility sector itself. He has about 5+ years of experience in the sales and service across B2B and B2C clients. Prior to this, he was working in the O&M engineer for EV charging solutions. He has handled complete business development for EV charging and other related works. So I would like to welcome Mr. Bapu Sangli to take over the presentation. Thank you so much, Mr. Bapu, for joining. Over to you.
Yeah, hello, sir. Very good evening. Very good evening to you and all of joining participants. So I hope my screen is visible and right.
Yes, your screen is visible.
So
Thank you.
So basically, in today's session, we will going to see how basically the EV charging stations involved with the different economics in terms of the prices of the hardwares, software solutions. Then when we take care about the installation and commissioning activities with the electrical infrastructure. So today we will going to study those in detail, and also at the end of the session we will have some question answering. So I will happy to answer the same. So next move to the session. So first of all, we let us know what is basically on the EV charger. So basically, when we talks about the right now in India, most of the electric vehicles are getting charged either by at the home parking premises, either at the residential charging, or might be at some outside parking premises, either on the highways, on petrol stations. So we basically categorize those charging requirement as per the needs of the end users. So we are having the different business verticals as per the solutions requirement. The first of all, we will going to see about the residential charging. So in terms of the residential charging, that is also known as the home charging solutions, where the EV chargers are installed at the parking premises of the end user. Either it can be the individual user or it can be the group of the people. Most of the case like a societies or RWS. Now in the residential chargings, most of the cases, both either AC or DC chargers are considered. But when it talks about the higher utilization case, most of the peoples are adopting the AC chargers. So they have mostly the night hours, those can be utilized for the charging hours. So because as the vehicle going to stay in the night hour in fully utilized in the parking, so during that time charging can be served. So that can be the AC chargers, those are installed. While yes, there are the opportunity where the DC fast charger can also be planned in the premises, like most of the residential buildings or the societies, the parking premises are already occupied, means those are already parkings are already registered with the respective tenants. And if you want to install a common charging station, there is a need to be have a separate parking provision or some common area need to be provided. So based on that, DC fast chargers can be also be installed in the residential parking premises, provided that the whatever the access is required to respective tenants or the respective owners of the EV user, they can simply take their car into respective parking premises. They can put the vehicle for the charging, and before once it charging get completed, then somebody or the user has itself has to settle the car, so that the next end user who want to have the charging, they can go for the respective station. So that is about the residential charging. So as of now, there are multiples. Right now, there are some government guidelines also, like those are from the Ministry of Housing and Town Planning. Those also release the guidelines for, especially for the new buildings. Those are under the construction. So most of the cases right now, developers are providing this kind of the solutions along with their amenities and facilities. While the guideline state away says that all the buildings, those are either it is a single building or either group of the buildings or the complex. So there should be have at least minimum 20% of the parking should have EV charging station installed. And according to that, the electrical infrastructure, means the load requirement, cabling requirement need to be fulfilled. So that is about the residential charging solutions. Now next one, when it comes to purely on the commercial segment, where as electric vehicles are highly utilized in the transportation segment, where the most of the companies, those are either IT background companies or some corporate companies, those are hiring the vehicle for their employee pickup and drop purposes. So that can be the fleet charging solutions where the EV chargers are installed. So in the case of the fleet charging, mostly DC fast chargers are considered, because there are the multiple schedules of the pick and drop, and the user required vehicle need to be charged 100% in order to provide the pickup and drop services. So basically the DC fast chargers are installed. So the charger may have a connector facility. There are multiple connectors. Either it can be a single gun, dual gun, based on the requirement to requirement. So these are the fleet charging. Now, when it comes to purely on the public charging mode, that either the charger can be installed over the highway location, petrol pump location, malls, some food plaza, cafes. So these are the charging stations. Those are meant to cater the public services. Those can be operational over the 24/7 basis, and anyone user who want to have the charging, they can simply go to the nearest charging station. They can find the available slot. They can either have a facility to book the slot also. It also depends that hardware should be connected to some backend application. Through that, it can be utilized to generate the revenue as well. So we will understand how this EV charging have different economics in terms of the price component in order to set up the installation. So moving to the next screen. Now, as I mentioned, when it talks about the electric vehicle charging infrastructure, so charging infrastructure mainly consider of the four major component parts. So the first one, that is the land and location. Now, when it comes to the installation of the any electrical hardware or the equipment, it definitely going to consume some sort of the place. So here is the location needs to be very strategic in terms that it should be easy to access to any vehicle. Either it can be a four-wheeler, buses, or two-wheelers or three-wheeler user. So it can be easily accessible, easily reachable. According to that, the parking facility, charging facility need to be provided. So the land and location will be the one of the first major component. Those either location can be owner, means the ownership can be towards the installation companies, or they can be taken the premises on the land lease or rent wise. So that is about the first component. Now the second component that involves with the major activities, that is nothing but the setting of the hardware, then doing the electrical cabling works right from the power source till the EV charger. That can also include with the earthing and the kind of the civil infrastructure. Also, there is a component that can also be utilized, that in order to protect the charger from the outside environmental conditions. So there can be also recommended that some mounting structure should be made in the same way that there should be have a canopy like a provision, so it can be get protected from the outside conditions, like either from the rain, dust, likewise. So that can be also component. Now the third component, that is basically the backbone of the EV charging system. As the EV chargers are just a dispenser, so they can just utilize to dispense the electricity to charge the battery inside the vehicle. But when it comes to the generation of the revenue, in order to have the software based application to make that EV charging to be smart, because most of the cases right now in India as well as in foreign countries, it is completely unmanned solutions. So they require to have integration of this hardware with the backend software based application, so that everything can be taken care through the remote application. So that is the third component. And the fourth component, those are related to the, of course, it's a setting up the chargers, doing the electrical works. These are the one-time activities. But when you see about some long-term in terms of the total cost of ownership in like a 3 years or 4 years break-in period. So after the warranty, always the equipment having some warranty, like a 1 year from the date of the installation or date of the dispatch. Now after to that, there are the services part. Those are considered in either in the AMC or in maintenance part. So these are also need to be considered as the cost component, because these are also one of the important parameter. Those are going to be affected over the revenue generations and all those components. Now, as I mentioned, there is a software application. So we will first study what is basically the software applications and what are the roles and features and those concepts. So the software backend application that we call as the charge point operator platform, that is basically having the two different tools. One is for the central management system that we call as the charging management system. That is mostly the backend that can be open over the internet, either over the PC, laptop, or it can be also accessed through the browser, through the mobile as well. Now, through this portal, the charge station owners or the operator can able to locate total numbers of chargers those are available or installed or connected with the particular system. They will also able to identify which charger is currently operating, means currently what where the charging is going on, what are the live parameters in terms of the how energy is going to be delivered in terms of kilowatt hours, at what percentage charging is started, what is the end user, how are the payment gateways has been established. Even there are the provisions that the live monitoring can be also take place. Now, the second one that is also the one of the most important, that when it comes to the reporting facility, there was the tools are provided where the reports can be downloaded either in the Excel format or in the PDF format automatically from the server, as the chargers are connected through the software application through the internet. So chargers means the hardware are sending the data at every 1 minute to the backend cloud-based server activities. So we will have the data of the each and every status about the charger, about its voltage rating, current rating, power rating. Even also we charger also sending the data related to the vehicles, also the end user who are right now utilizing the charger at respective stations. So apart from it, we are also the backend application also having the provision, because as you know the it is going to operate on the unmanned. So when it comes to the payment gateway, there is definitely the first parameter, that is setting the price of that particular charging services. Now the charging services means those are the electricity is going to utilize for charging of the battery inside the vehicle. So these are the service charges at which the rate rupees per unit will be provided, and that is are the flexible means the price can be set from this central backend system. So they will have the electricity cost, operating cost, then service charges, and then will be the final figure will be made. And based on that final figure, it will be displayed to the end user through the mobile OS application. So the charges will be paid by the user according to the whatever the consumption is happening. So these price also can be configured with the either on time or like hourly basis charging, or there can be the another model that is the time of the day basis. So in the night hours mostly discoms are providing the time of the day tariff, where in the night hour there is electricity provided with the lower discounted rate. So that benefit can also be shared with the end user. So according to that, there is a flexibility provided with the backend that operator or the particular charge station owner can set these prices whenever he want. And there are also the pricing structure that he can also upgrade all the prices for the respective charging station. Suppose there are 100 chargers, those are connected to the system, and he want to update the all the prices at a one time. So that can also be possible. It can also possible as per the connector wise. Suppose there are 50 numbers of AC charger, 50 numbers of DC charger. He want to set up the prices for AC chargers separately, DC chargers separately. So these kind of provisions can also be available as per the connector ratings. And these are the applications, those are completely run over the cloud-based application, that is through the server, and it can be accessed over the internet easily remotely. So that is about the seamless part. Now when it comes to the end user application, yes, definitely the end user will have access to the mobile based application. Now this mobile based application, now it is available over the Play Store or iOS store, that user need to be downloaded. Now, suppose the end user having the vehicle and they want to locate where there are the chargers, how to access the facility. So they need to be have this kind of the application to be installed in their mobile application, in the mobile app specifically. Now, this application will having also having the multiple feature that you can also able to locate the chargers within your near territory, or you can also see the all the global chargers or pan India charger. You can also filter has been provided. If you want to select go for the particular charger, either you want to go for just for the DC charger, you also can select the filter. You can apply the filter, and only that particular DC chargers can also be available. And you can see which one is the nearest, and also it is either it is a free or engaged. So based on that, user can have the choice to select the charging station, go for the charging. Now after it, their application having inbuilt payment gateways. So payment gateways has been set up with the multiple service providers. So there have been in-app payment enabled system that through either UPI, credit card, debit card, also the internet banking, also wallet-based facility also available. User can also download the reports once the charging has been finished. Suppose the end user has requested some 10 units of electricity from that particular charging station, and once the charging finished completed and the session is got terminated, the invoice will be automatically generated, and you can download that particular invoice or see the particular transaction detail within the application itself. So there is a no third party or any additional involvement will be required. So apart from it, there are multiple facility where the user can also add his own vehicle detail, like either they are having the Tata vehicle or the Mahindra vehicle, what are the models, what are the manufacturing year, what are the EV detail, like a number plate of particular vehicle, VIN numbers. So these detail can also be added. So this application also gives you the facility to have see the live monitoring. You can also just open the app. You have to just go through this selected way, and you have to, once you click on the particular charge station, then the user will automatically notify that the charging station is currently engaged. So the slot is not free. You have to wait for particular time. So based on that, user can have the provision for the charging. So that is about the mobile bus application. So application is completely free to utilize. It is easy to download, completely free download provision through the Play Store or App Store. Now moving to the next, those are most related to the setting of the infrastructure. As I mentioned, there are the measuring cost critical component, that is the licensing with the discoms. Those are the power utility company. Also, those are involved with the electrical works. Those are either laying of the cables, doing the civil foundation likewise. So basically when it comes to the process, that what are the basic steps are need to be considered, or what are the way in order to go forward with the particular installation. So basically the initial one, that is the you need to select the right hardware. So as in India, we are having the global charging standard. So we are also preferring the Indian charging standard. So based on that, user need to be selected either he or to go for which kind of particular charging station based on application need, which can be utilized in that particular locality. Because as of now, the EV are it is completely evolving infrastructure. Even numbers are increasing day by day, but still the numbers are very less as compared to the petrol and diesel when compared about with IC engine. So it's going to involve in a day by day. So you need to select the particular hardware, a right choice of the hardware. Either you want to go for the DC charger, either DC in the CCS, or that is a European charging standard, or you want to go with the Indian charging standard, that is a GBT. Now, once you select the particular hardware which satisfy the requirement, then the next stage is to find a suitable place. Now, in order to find the suitable place, as the EV charger also having its own dimensions, the size and weight, and ultimately, as I mentioned, the charger come with the multiple connector facility, means vehicle holding capacity or the charging gun capacity. So the charging station can also be equipment in the way that one vehicle or two vehicle or three vehicle can also be charged simultaneously. So based on the hardware selected, you need to be pre-planned with the total numbers of parking capacities are required, because the EV chargers are very compact in size. Those are similar, just identical to the petrol pump dispenser. But the actual parking space will be required for the car to park in front of the charger. And also there is a movement like EV should be easily parked in the front side or back side. So based on that, some area need to be pre-planned, the area need to be selected. So that is the location related. Now, once the location also get completely identified along with the charger or the hardware selection, Now the third parameter or the third step you need to do that with the DISCOM. Now whatever the power utility companies, those are supplying the power at respective land or respective location, you need to get a consultation with them. Now the consultation with include with the application procedure. Now the application need to be get filled with the particular supply. Now the supply can also be available now in the most of the state are come with the EV charging tariff. Now the charger also fed with the dedicated power supply. Now, based on the user requirement, the EV tariffs are mostly viable when you go for the commercial. It is too costly, and also it is not viable for the end user. If utilize for the commercial rate, then after add some profit margins, cost, and the service charge ultimately going to increase. Now, these applications involved with the process, though, so the land documentations are need to be exchanged or also required a NOC if their owner is different for the particular land. They need to have either rent or service agreement for the particular land. And based on that documentation, that particular application can be executed with the DISCOM, and the particular load capacity as per the machine capacity can also be sanctioned. Now, once this all has been get aligned up, then it involves with the physical involvement at the particular site. That once the hardware is also selected, land location also final. From the DISCOM side, the approval also received that they can ready to provide the power supply at particular location under the separate meter provision for the EV tariff. Now the site executions, those are involved with the uh, installations or the laying of the power cables or earthing cable, doing the platform for mounting of the EV charger. Now these are the things, those are need to be have properly well developed, because the most of the site we also found we are also doing in the similar way that there are the some signages can also be printed or the the normal soil or the particular ground level, that parking capacities or the parking board or the holdings can also be installed. Now, after to that, the next step, that is through the integration. Now, as I mentioned, the hardware is just not a standalone devices. There is always required a software application if you go for the commercial utilization. So that involves with the software application. So hardware and software are need to be integrated over the internet. So there are the service providers, those are team of the technicians, those are doing this kind of job activity to connect particular hardware to respective software application to enable through live charging or in-app based payment solution through the mobile based application. And once it can be good, now the next step is you can start utilizing for the charging station. So these are the some of the steps. Now, when it comes to some of the case study that we are also doing at our respective locations in Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, NCR. So we also found there are some challenges. Those are related with the electrical infra, because the most of the sites are the premises that we are considering or the end users are having, because within the city like Mumbai and Pune, there is not possible to get a very good light in terms of the setting of this charging station to have the provision for at least minimum 5 to 6 car parking spaces. Also, the land location is also very costly in order if you go for the rental one. So basically, here are need to be consideration. These are the some of the challenges we have mentioned that whatever the product they are going to be select. So these are matching need to be matched with the certain standard. So there are certain agencies, those are available in India, those are providing a type test certification for the respective chargers. So because ultimately the services all are going to affect if the hardware is not matched with the particular quality or as per the respective IS standards. So these are need to be verified. Now, location selection, as I mentioned, location should be must be a city-centric point so that it can be easily accessible, like to not be far away from the main road or the whatever the highways, or it can be like vice matter. Now, there is another that is the permissions. So when it comes to the permission, so as government has already mentioned, there is no separate license required for sitting in the EV chargers. But when it comes to the ground reality, the discoms, mostly the power utility company, those ask for the certain permissions from the local bodies. So those are mainly required mostly if the particular site are having the excavation of in between the roads or some fully developed road in within which are within the cities, either on the concrete road or the normal road. So in order to cross that particular road, they are asking for some permissions to be taken from the local bodies, like from the municipalities. So these are also external work; those are need to be done from that particular service provider. Now, application process and also the challenges, those are related with the EV charging infrastructures setup. So these are also the challenge in the terms that most of the premises, those are not well equipment, or the most of the cases the facilities are not available up to that mark, because as there are these certain guidelines also available over the internet that ministry already declared that either the charging station should have the combination of at least minimum 3 to 4 numbers of EV charger. And if you want to develop such kind of charging station, those are come with the huge load requirement. And most of the premises, we also found that the nearest whatever the transformers or the feeder panels, those are available, those are already running with the overload capacity. So in these cases, we require to have a new transformer or completely new setup. These are also going to be have an additional burden over the complete infrastructure. So that is about the infrastructure. Now, the next slide is more related to the actual model. Now, the actual model here, what we are consider or for making such calculation to see complete economics. Now we have considered basically two numbers of DC fast chargers. So these DC fast chargers having the rating of the 50 kilowatt. These are the GBT charging standard as per the Bharat charging protocol. Now there are two more AC charger we have considered. So AC chargers are basically store chargers. So that also we consider as part of the mix combination for developing the particular station, a fully equipment station. Now you can also see how much area will be required contingent for each and every parking or for the complete station layout. Now let's move to the process. Now here is the slide is basically shown the similar setup that we discussed earlier, that initially you need to be selected with the particular hardware, then need for the site survey and the choosing of the product. Then we have need to have the particular installation, and once the installation has been get set up, then it can be go live over the network to start the utilization and to have the physical charging access. Now, when it comes to the economics, so as I mentioned, we have considered the two DC fast charger and two AC charger for making this calculation. So the overall capacity in terms of the kilowatt rating, that is almost 82 kilowatt of the electrical load. Those has been considered for these four numbers of EV chargers. Now, when it comes to this particular cost analysis, now there are the some of the cost. These are the costs. Those are we have made breakup in terms of the initial, that is the capital investment. Another can be the running investment. Those are on the year by year basis. So the project has been developed consider for the cost for the total 5 years period. Now the initial investment cost, that is for the hardware cost, then that is the electrical infra, civil. So these are the main components has been considered. Now coming to the each component parameter wise, the hardware whatever we have considered for these four numbers of AC plus DC chargers, so that can cost almost 12.2 lakhs rupees. Now the electrical infrastructure for that particular project, we have considered the 50 meters of cable work on an average for each and every charger, along with the cost of the discoms and the complete setup for the wiring. So that can also cost almost 3.6 lakh rupees. Now it comes to the civil work and some branding and holding whatever the shades are required. So we have considered that part. So the overall capital investment for that total four numbers of the charger, that can go almost 16.5 lakhs rupees. Now, when it comes to the operating infrastructure, so as I mentioned initially, the hardware comes with the default warranty period. Now, after that warranty, definitely there are additional AMCs or the service maintenance parts are need to be taken, so that the equipment can be well maintained with the respective service provider in order to keep the maximum uptime. So that AMC cost has been considered for the next 4 years period for that particular charger. Now the another, that is the cost of the internet services, because as I mentioned, when it comes to the complete package solution, the hardware cannot be run alone. You require a software application, and in order to operate the software and connectivity with the particular hardware, so need to be have the internet facility. So we have considered the cost of the internet for that particular four numbers of charger over the 4 years period. Sorry, over the 5 years period. Now the leg cost, that is the higher one, that is mostly for the land, because most of the cases where either if the suppose anybody does not having their own premises, so they go for the hiring of the land or the rental basis. Let we have considered the public parking premises. These are the rates for the public private parking premises. Those are offering 24 by 7 30 days parking at the 10,000 rupees per car slot. So we have considered that kind of cost parameter. So that is a cost for the particular land for the 5 years period. Now that is the total cost over the running particular operating cost, that is almost 31 lakhs rupees. Now these are the costs that we are considered based on the particular location and particular conditions. So the condition that what we have considered, that we have not considered the cost of the transformer, because transformer mostly depends on site to site, locality to locality, and most of the case the provision of the transformer mostly on the discom scope, because they are the agencies, so they know very well about the existing infrastructure available within that locality. Either transformer may not required or may be required, based on either existing transformer is highly utilized or some free load can also be available. Now software applications. So comes to the cost component for the particular software application. So as I mentioned about that mobile app and CMS. So most of the all the service provider, those are available in India. Those are providing our complete package solution of the software solution over the recurring services. So there are the recurring services. Those are with the 1 to 1.5 rupees per unit. So within that price tag, they are providing their entire services for that particular application for the complete charging cycles or the particular client for that particular period. Now, when it comes to the ROI, so we have well calculated about the concept in the similar way, that total numbers of the install capacity of the electrical load, and based on the daily users hour, because EV charger are going to be utilized and there is a charging sessions. So based on the kilowatt of electricity is sold for the services for charging of the battery, and definitely that can rise with the revenue. So we have considered that start from the 2 hours with the 80 kilowatt of load installed. So in the daytime, it can give almost 160 kilowatt hours. We have considered a 26 day out of the month. So these are the value, that is 4,000 almost kilowatt for the particular month. Now we have multiplied these kilowatt hours or the units by directly with the profit margin. Those are for the providing after providing the service charge for the particular charging session, and based on that the ROI has been calculated within the year, that these years are required in order to record that initial cost. So that initial cost has been provided here in order to record 48 lakh rupees, which are the capital plus running investment made for the 5 years. So with the 2 hours of use case in the daytime, the 27 years will be required. So that is the direct relation. Now, when the utilization is going to increase in the similar way, that higher numbers of vehicle will come to the charging station, higher is the utilization, higher is the kilowatt dispense through the battery, and definitely there is a higher revenue. So higher revenue counts for the lower ROI. So based on that, we can assume that as of considering with the practical conditions, so we are also consume that almost minimum 10 to 12 hours should at least practically there need to be have a charging provision, or the vehicle can have at least use a charging station over the particular daytime, at least minimum 10 to 12 hours, so that it can be recovered within the good time. But practically, most of these cities, like those are having the very high populations of the electric vehicle, they can also cross almost 16 plus hours of daily on the public charging stations. So based on that, higher is the utilization, lower can be the ROI period. So the max to max can be the use case, that is almost up to the 18 hours, that is free, practically can be achievable. So within that, it can be recovered within the 3 years period. So that is about the ROI model. Now, when it comes to the tariff components, so how I can selected the particular profit margin of almost 3.5 rupees. So here is the cost component what I consider. So these are the tariff. Those are from the Maharashtra government. These are applicable to all the agencies. Those are available in Maharashtra. Those are providing their services. Either it can be MSDCL, Tata Power, Adani, likewise. So these are the electricity rate. Those has been provided by the DISCOM under the EV tariff section for the particular charging station. So these are involved in the first component, that is the fixed electricity cost. Another will be the basic running cost. Then there is a wheeling charges. Now the electricity also provided with the electricity duty, that now they have considered EV charger as a commercial application. So there is a 21% duty will be applicable. After to that, the Maharashtra government also takes sales tax from the particular services, that is almost 34 paisa per unit. After to, these are the different time zones in that particular day or night hours. So there are the multiple different rates are applicable. So based on the that, end user or the service provider has to select what rate I need to be applied. So it should be more viable, more economical to the EV user as well, in order to avail charging services. Now, the overall cost with this addition and multiplications, so it comes almost near to the 7 rupees per unit. Now, based on that cost, definitely the particular setup, those are made for 80 kilowatt of load with the 48 lakh rupees of investment. They definitely have some operating cost in order to maintain that particular infrastructure. So that operating cost has been considered almost, that is the 5.5 rupees. Those are for the truly for the maintenance activities. Now that have been added with the profit margins and with the application service cost, that is the mobile application services, and the final figure that comes almost, that is a 70 rupees per unit. So as of now, the viable prices, those are ranges from the different service provider. Either it can be the Voltic, it can be a Tata, it can be a Fortum, likewise. We found that these prices are vary from the machine to machine, because machine also involved with the different kilowatt rating. Also there are the different prices for each and every machines. So the price also calculated based on that capital investment has been made, and how much year time spent will be required to record that particular cost. So based on that, the profit margin are enter in that particular calculation. So as of now, prices from rupees 12 rupees per unit to 80 rupees per unit, these are mostly available in the market to the all the public charging stations. As of now, central government does not put any cap from their side on these services, because these are the completely license free, so anyone can set up the infrastructure, and it is privately developed, so government does not having the cap over there. But the in Maharashtra recently, the government also announced that they will have provision of the subsidy to the EV charger. Now once that EV charger subsidy has get availed, so they can having the cap. So the whatever the state nodal agency, they will coordinate with the service provider, that you have to keep your prices fixed in this value. So these are the only in the cases where the chargers are purchased or get with the subsidies. While those are not with the subsidies, or those are completely privately developed, so that prices can be set up in the free way, but it should be economical and viable to the end user, so that its running cost can be always should be below 2 rupees per unit. So that is about the presentations. So let me know if there is any question answer.
So Thank you so much, Mr. Bapu, for your wonderful presentation. Indeed, it's a very confused topic about the electric charging stations in India, and I guess we have a couple of questions in that regard. Yet it was really insightful. The first question I would ask is about someone had asked, what is the total number of electric charging stations in India? So that's the question that I guess it's upon the people.
Uh, Now, when it comes to the total number of charging stations, those are available in India or right now installed in India.
Mhm.
So basically, in India, there are multiple corporate companies. Those are recently entered into the market. Like those are private companies as well. Also, there are the many government agencies. Those are also venture their business profile with this market right now. Comparing to the all, either it is government or private, the number is already increased with the 10,000 plus. There are the details also available,
Mhm.
particularly that how much charging station, but data are still coming. But of course,
Mhm.
they already cost almost 10,000 units of
Okay.
the EV charger, because the most of the higher stake those are with the EESL and IDIL with the
Okay.
higher number of chargers.
In context to that question, we have another question from Mr. Harshit. Is there any single app where we can find all the charging stations currently, which is synchronized? It's that question from Harshit Chakraparty.
Uh, as of now, no, there is a no single app.
Mhm.
Those are available
Mhm.
who can provide the detail of the all the charging stations, CPOs
Mhm.
or the service provider.
Okay.
But there are the few apps those has been made in way
Mhm.
that the company having some types internally, or they can exchange their data. But
Mhm.
it is not on that particular foolproof way. The only the information has been exchanged that you can just locate a charging station, but charging cannot be started or stopped or through the single application. So
Um,
this is not currently this concept is not currently introduced fully in India,
mhm.
but in the outside global market, the roaming services, that we call it as a roaming services. Suppose
Mhm.
there are two charging point operator. For example, one side is the Voltic, another side is a Tata Power. Now these two are the both charge point operator. Now, if they both charge point operator are agree to exchange the data in between both of them through interlink their server and also their user, so either from the Tata Power app or either from the Voltic app,
Mhm.
both charger can be accessed. So that is the roaming services that is right now is highly utilized in the outside country. But right now in India, we don't have introduced that much.
Mhm.
So as of now, no single app is available.
Great, great. No worries. Thank you so much for that question, Mr. Bapu. And the session was really insightful. We have another question, which I believe we have to skip due to the interest of time. However, I could request Mr. Bapu if you can just type it in the chat box. The question is from Mr. Ganesh Prasad, like, is there any bank which are offering any loan for setting up an EV charging station? So I guess that's the question, and we would move ahead with that said. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Bapu. Have a wonderful day and a week. Thank you.
Thank you.